Welcome to the AI for Career Success podcast by Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. This is episode 175. I'm Fred, and I'm joined by Daphne.
Hello. So today we're looking at something fascinating. The argument is that the biggest thing holding us back with AI, it isn't the technology.
It's not about chips or algorithms?
No, not at all. It's about history. It's a way of thinking, really, that's been baked into business for centuries.
That's such a compelling idea. And this comes from a piece suggested by our producer, Curt Robbins. It's an article by Dave Birss titled, How Sir Isaac Newton Ruined Your Business.
A great title.
It was published on LinkedIn, October 8, 2025.
And our mission today is pretty clear. We need to unpack why this traditional business logic, the obsession with efficiency and predictability, is the very thing stopping you from tapping into AI's real power.
So we're going to trace it back to the beginning.
We are, and then we'll lay out the 5 big shifts you need to make to redefine success in this new era.
Okay, let's unpack this. A title like How Sir Isaac Newton Ruined Your Business is, it's obviously meant to grab your attention.
Of course.
But the source makes a really solid case. It argues this whole obsession with what it calls logical determinism goes right back to Newton's Principia Mathematica in 1687.
It really was a framework that changed everything. Newton gave us this sort of clockwork vision of the universe.
Where everything is predictable.
Exactly. Every cause has a clear, predictable effect. It's the ultimate if this, then that system. And for business, that idea was, it was incredibly comforting.
Right. It suggests you can control everything perfectly.
But that model starts to break down in the real world, and the source gives a perfect example of this failure. Xerox.
I found this part fascinating. He notes their products were marvels of rational engineering. They did exactly what they were supposed to do, efficiently.
But that was it. You can even see it in the product names.
Oh yeah, the Xerox P230, the 6515DNI, they sound like part numbers, not products.
Total logic, zero possibility. And that focus, that obsession with optimizing the known, it created this massive blind spot.
They perfected the copier.
While completely missing the personal computer, the graphical user interface, the mouse, all things invented in their own labs.
All things that weren't about making an existing process more efficient, but creating something entirely new.
Exactly. And this mindset didn't just stick around, it actually got stronger, more institutionalized in the late 20th century.
This is where the statistics come in.
Yeah, you see this rise of leaders trained to minimize risk. MBAs running Fortune 500 companies went from 12% in the 70s to over 40% today.
And a huge number of CEOs now come from consulting or finance backgrounds.
Which makes perfect sense because those fields are all about managing known variables. Their job is to make the clockwork run more smoothly, not to invent a new clock.
The result is companies become safer, yes, more efficient.
But they also become allergic to risk, to creativity. It's an efficiency obsession that, as the author puts it, just squeezes the life out of innovation.
What's fascinating here is what happens when that deterministic mindset finally meets modern AI.
They're like oil and water. They just don't mix. We've been trained to think of AI as a super calculator. You put something in, you get a predictable answer out.
But that's not really how it works, is it?
Not at all. AI is inherently probabilistic. Yes, under the hood, it's all math. It's not magic. But it's modeling complexity on a scale we can't even comprehend.
It's more like forecasting the weather than doing a simple sum.
That's a great analogy. You understand the physics, but the number of variables means the outcome is always a probability, not a certainty.
So when a leader who built their career on eliminating uncertainty gets a tool like this,
they get scared. They demand predictability from it. And that means they only use it for the safest, most boring tasks.
Automating what we already do, cutting costs.
Right. They're using a revolutionary tool to make tiny incremental improvements. They're completely missing the bigger picture.
It sounds a lot like that old marketing myopia idea, defining your business by your process instead of by the possibilities.
It's the exact same pattern. Kodak thought they were in the film business, not the memory business. Blockbuster thought they were in the video rental business, not the home entertainment business.
And now leaders think AI is in the cost-cutting business, not the transformation business.
It's a painful historical lesson we seem to keep relearning.
Here's where it gets really interesting. This forces us to draw a very sharp line between two words, efficiency and effectiveness. Efficiency, as we said, is about doing things right. It's measurable, it's safe.
But effectiveness is about doing the right things. And that is messy. It's illogical, it's risky, but it's where transformation happens.
The source brings in an expert here, Rory Sutherland, who talks about psychologic.
Yes, I love that concept. His point is that the best ideas, the truly game-changing ones, they almost never make sense on a spreadsheet beforehand.
So if you demand a guaranteed ROI before you even start an experiment,
You've already filtered out every single breakthrough idea. You've guaranteed you'll only ever be an optimizer, never an innovator.
let's take a brief break for a special message from our producer, Curt Robbins.
Hi, this is Curt Robbins. First, thanks for listening. I truly appreciate your support. I want to let you know that I'm currently accepting new clients. My rates are affordable, and I have more than 25 years of experience working for enterprise companies like Microsoft, Northrop Grumman, Oracle, PNC Bank, FedEx, USAA, and Wells Fargo, among many others. If you want to improve your IT documentation and communications, hire me. I deliver fast, know how to use AI to improve efficiency and accuracy, and love going the extra mile to satisfy my clients. Thank you for subscribing and listening. Back to you, Daphne and Fred.
Welcome back to the AI for Career Success podcast.
Okay, so before the break, we established that this old deterministic leadership raises the floor, it makes companies safer, but it also dramatically lowers the ceiling.
It prevents those big transformative leaps.
So to unlock AI's real potential, we have to actively fight against that thinking. The source gives us 5 specific shifts.
Right, let's get into them. Shift 1 is from efficiency to exploration.
This is about creating dedicated ring-fenced budgets just for experimentation. And this is the crucial part. You can't judge them on immediate profit.
So what do you measure?
You measure capability. Did we develop new skills? Did our teams learn to collaborate in new ways? Did we become a more creative organization?
That capability becomes a long-term asset. That leads right into shift 2. From humans as work units to humans as amplifiers.
This is the big one for anyone worried about their job. If the business case for AI is only about speed and cost cutting, you're treating people like cogs in a machine.
The better way is to focus on augmentation.
Exactly. How can AI make a talented person 10 times more effective? That has to be part of the plan from day one. Otherwise, you trade short-term savings for a demoralized, disengaged workforce.
Okay, shift 3, from predictability to possibility. This feels like the biggest mental leap.
It really is. It means you stop starting with the limitations of the technology. Instead, you start with a brilliant, almost impossible vision.
Like, what would make our customers never ever want to leave us?
Yes. You define that amazing destination first. Then you work backward to figure out how AI can amplify your people's talents to get you there.
I like that. It puts the human aspiration first. Now, shift 4 is from siloed thinking to cross-functional collaboration.
And AI, surprisingly, can be the bridge. It can act as a universal translator between departments that speak completely different languages.
You mean it can show the finance team in their own terms why a marketing experiment is so important?
Precisely. It can synthesize data from all over the organization and present it in a way that helps everyone see the bigger picture. It makes collaboration actually productive.
Okay, finally, shift 5, from short-term ROI to long-term value. This one hits right at the heart of how public companies operate.
It does. Innovation just doesn't fit into a 90-day reporting cycle, so you have to change the incentive.
Reward milestones, not just immediate profit.
And most importantly, you have to reward learning from failure. If a team runs a bold experiment and it doesn't work, but they learn something critical, that has to be seen as a win.
Because if you punish failure,
you get a culture that only does what's guaranteed to work. And the source has a killer line here. In the age of AI, only doing what's safe is a remarkably efficient path to irrelevance.
wow, that really lands.
So that deterministic clockwork model, it gave us stability for a long, long time. We needed those guardrails. But AI is probabilistic. It's messy, and we have to embrace that.
So what does this all mean? It means the real challenge you're facing isn't technical. It's not about learning to code. It's a philosophical battle against a 300-year-old way of thinking.
That's it.
Efficiency keeps you in the game. But effectiveness, that's how you win. So look at what you're working on right now and ask yourself honestly, are you prioritizing safety over transformation?
Because in this new world, playing it safe might be the biggest risk of all.
Thank you for listening to the AI for Career Success podcast from Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. We'll see you next time.